Hey there, and welcome. I am so incredibly glad you're here today. If you've been dreaming about playing the piano, but just feel completely stuck on where to begin, take a deep breath. You are in the right place. Think of me as your friendly neighborhood piano teacher, and think of this guide as your supportive, totally stress-free breakdown to finally choosing your very first instrument. We're going to clear away all that confusion so you can get to the fun part, actually playing. Okay, let's just dive right in. I hear this exact sentence all the time from new students. If I don't buy a real piano, I won't learn properly. It is such a common anxiety-inducing myth, and honestly, it paralyzes so many beginners from ever playing their very first note. People worry they'll somehow ruin their technique or develop bad habits if they don't start on some massive grand piano in a concert hall. I really want you to let go of that worry right now because it simply isn't true. So, that brings us to the big question: digital or acoustic? This is the central dilemma we're tackling today, and I promise you, we are going to do a highly practical, honest comparison meant just for you, the complete beginner. We aren't looking at this from the perspective of a professional concert pianist playing at Carnegie Hall. We're looking at this for someone who just wants to bring a little music into their everyday life. Here's our simple roadmap for today. We'll look at cost and maintenance realities, then sound, feel, and authenticity, next space and modern lifestyles, followed by tech and features, and finally, how to finally start. Breaking this big decision down into these bite-sized pieces is going to make the whole process feel totally manageable. All right, let's get into part one. Cost and maintenance realities, the ultimate budget breakdown. Because let's be real, price is almost always the very first barrier we hit. But I want to offer a friendly reminder right out of the gate. You absolutely do not need to spend thousands of dollars to start learning. A range of $300 to $1,200 is a super approachable window for a really solid beginner digital piano. And hey, you don't even need to hit the top of that range. Many fantastic models live right in the middle. For that price, you get wonderful features like weighted keys that actually feel like the real thing, plus incredibly realistic sound. Now let's talk about the hidden realities of ownership. A decent acoustic upright piano is often going to start at several $1,000s. But the cost doesn't stop there. Acoustic pianos are living, breathing things made of wood and felt. They need tuning at least once or twice a year, plus you've got to hire professional piano movers anytime you relocate. Contrast that with the beautiful simplicity of a digital piano. It is totally plug and play. You plug it into the wall and it works. Zero maintenance, zero tuning, zero humidity worries. But I know exactly what you might be thinking. What if I find a free piano online? Well, here's a crucial point to remember. Free acoustic pianos can actually become expensive very quickly. As a beginner, it is so easy to underestimate this. You'll see a beautiful old upright listed for free, but by the time you pay specialized movers to get it into your house, a technician to fix the sticky keys, and a tuner to bring it back up to pitch, well, that free piano just costs you way more than a brand new, perfectly functioning digital keyboard. Moving on to part two, sound, feel, and authenticity. What really makes them special? This is always a highly debated topic, right? Sound. I want to validate right now that real acoustic instruments truly do possess a beautiful natural magic. They create actual physical resonance. Real hammers hit real strings. You can literally feel the vibrations in the wood and right in your fingertips. The sound breathes naturally in the room, and honestly, nothing completely replaces that purely physical experience. But, and this is a very big but, modern digital pianos use highly realistic sampled sounds and beautifully weighted keys. They do an incredibly convincing, lovely job of imitating that acoustic experience. For a beginner just learning their chords and scales, the difference is absolutely not going to hold you back. And that leads me to my absolute favorite piece of advice. The best piano is the one you actually sit down and play, period. If a digital piano is what fits your budget and lets you start today, then its sound is absolutely more than enough for you to thrive on for years. Sometimes the pure convenience of a digital instrument actually helps beginners practice more consistently. Which brings us to part 3, space and modern lifestyles, fitting piano into your actual life. This is a practical reality that traditionalists almost always seem to ignore, but for most of us, space and noise are huge factors. Let's be totally honest about acoustic realities here. They have a massive footprint. They are incredibly heavy, and quite frankly, they're loud. If you live in an apartment with thin walls, an acoustic piano is a very quick way to upset your neighbors. And if you work a 9-to-5 job and only have time to practice after the kids go to bed, yeah, an acoustic piano is definitely not ideal for late-night practice. For adult beginners, headphones are an absolute game changer. A digital piano allows you to plug in and practice at midnight or at 5 a.m. without disturbing a single soul in your house or your building. It gives you the liberating flexibility to practice whenever inspiration strikes, completely stress-free and with zero performance anxiety. You can make all the mistakes you want and nobody else will hear them. All right, part 4, tech and features. The tools designed to help you learn. Let's seamlessly move into the fun extras. Modern digital technology can actually make the whole process of teaching yourself feel way less intimidating. Digital pianos offer these incredible motivating tools right out of the box. Think built-in metronomes to help your timing, or recording functions so you can hear your own progress. You get Bluetooth and MIDI connectivity to hook up directly to your tablet or phone. You can use learning apps that light up the screen or even slow complicated songs down until your fingers catch up. For a self-taught beginner, having these tools right at your fingertips is a massive confidence boost. Now, I do want to briefly touch on resale value because this actually surprises some people. Acoustic pianos, if they're a quality brand and well-maintained, will hold their value over time. Digital pianos, on the other hand, are a lot like laptops or smartphones. Newer models come out and they depreciate. But remember, we are talking about what helps you start. Spending less money up front is almost always the smarter move. A perfectly appreciating acoustic piano sitting in a showroom does you absolutely no good if it's too expensive for you to actually buy and begin learning. Finally, part 5. How to finally start making your decision. Okay, we've made it to the final stretch. I'm going to give you some clear, actionable advice right now, kind of like a friend helping you shop. Choose an acoustic piano if you have these 4 things: the budget to buy and maintain it, the physical space in your home, supportive neighbors who won't mind the sound, and a deep, burning desire for that traditional, resonant experience. If you check all those boxes, an acoustic piano is a truly amazing, beautiful choice for you. On the flip side, choose a digital piano if you have an apartment, a limited budget, the need to practice with headphones, or a desire for a low-stress, highly accessible learning experience. And let's be completely honest, that is the vast majority of beginners. For most folks, a digital piano is the absolute smartest choice because it actively removes the barriers that stop you from trying in the first place. It's cheaper, it's easier, it's quieter. And please take this to heart, you can always upgrade later. Buying a digital piano today isn't some permanent, lifelong marriage commitment. If you buy a digital piano and you fall deeply, passionately in love with playing, upgrading to an acoustic piano a few years down the road is a wonderful, exciting option. You really don't have to start with perfection. It all comes down to this simple truth. The hardest part of learning piano is not practicing. It's starting. I just want you to let that realization sink in for a second. All the research, the debate over wood versus plastic, the worry about doing it right, all of that is just perfectionism standing in the way of your beginning. The single most important thing is simply sitting down at a keyboard. So I'll leave you with this final, gentle question. What is stopping you from starting? If it's budget or space or noise, you now know that a digital piano solves all of those problems beautifully. It's time to let go of the excuses, give yourself permission to be a beginner, and finally begin your musical journey. You've totally got this. Thank you so much for joining me for this guide, and I absolutely cannot wait for you to play your very first